Hi. Okay, so I've decided to make a little recording because of all the full on energy that's happening at this moment on this planet, regardless of wherever you are. The main theme I'm picking up basically is that everyone seems to be in the I don't know what's going to happen kind of scenario, and I'm only feeling that because I'm actually going through it too. And I'm picking up from a lot of people in my tribe that this is what we're all having to face. What we actually thought was, we kind of know what we want, but the actual journey to that and how it's going to unfold and how it actually presents itself is not necessarily how we actually scripted it. So it's very much a battle lesson in regards to practicing to let go of writing that script. You can still have your little end goal and trust and surrender, which is one of the hardest human things we can ever do. So I thought I'd just quickly pull out some cards today and play with this because I really do need to practice this. I haven't really done it, and I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I need to sort of move on from that and actually be more proactive about it. And I just thought at this present moment, well, hell, why not? Let's have a play. So I'm just going to pick up what's going on at the present moment with us all, or some of us basically. It might resonate, it might not, which is okay because there are so many people out there giving information. So three of the most major things I'm picking up is definitely a to and fro of energies. So you're kind of deciding one thing one minute, the next minute you're not quite sure. So you're going in and out and you're juggling things physically, mentally, spiritually, on all levels, and also in a very practical sense. So it's kind of like you're jumping into this particular energy or thinking a certain way, and then all of a sudden you stop and you go back to thinking another way. So this also could be interpreted as in there's some of your old self coming in and this new part of you that's being formed. We're still kind of juggling, we're not quite sure. So it's going back and forth. And because of that, it gets a bit overwhelming. So then what we do, we just shut down, we close everything down, and we are looking at numbing, basically, because we're more super sensitive at this particular moment, at this time, and so we're wanting to retreat. So you might find yourself that you're wanting to not be around people, not be around noise. You don't want to be overstimulated, and that's okay. It's more of a turning the volume down on all these different stimulus, so you can kind of be in more of a quiet space. And really in this quiet, still space is where you'll pick up a lot more information. We are at the moment being surrounded by people who are quite aware. You might find that, but perhaps their motives and the way that they actually deliver their message in awareness and consciousness doesn't resonate with you. So here starts that whole thing of you're kind of open to listening and wanting and seeking out information, advice on where to go and what to do, but you're finding that you're not resonating with the actual people that are presenting themselves in your field where you want this information to come from. There is definitely a more of awareness and a feeling of a heavy burden, or it's one of those, I have to do this, I have to do that. And those have to moments come from belief systems and value systems that are being placed on you. So you might start to question your job, your relationship, where you're living, what you're doing as well. It's definitely a time of rebirth because if you can imagine one of those little snow cone things, we're being shaken up basically, and there's a part of us that is blocking us, and you're blocking yourself basically. It's this whole thing of you're in the way, and there is definitely a new version of you coming up. So you might start to feel that you're being stripped back, feeling a lot more vulnerable, hence why you don't want to be with people to trigger you, because you're super sensitive. You're wanting to tiptoe around everywhere. What you are seeking now, or what can actually help you to ground yourself, is to go back to the simple things that bring you joy. And that could be sitting in silence, watching a movie that you love, that you know lifts your heart, fills your cup, This is very much about, there's too much of this thinking going on. There's too much apprehension and having to decide and pressure and so forth. So you're not in the right state of being to actually make a decision or move forward. Sit still and stop and feel and breathe and ground and know where you are and really embrace what life has to offer for you. Remember the simple things in life. This is about falling in love with life again. This is about falling in love with that energy. This is about rekindling that inner flame within you. This is about bringing up, not asking for someone else to fan your own flames. This is you. What brings you joy? What lifts you? What fills your cup? Very simple things. It doesn't have to come from outside of your field. It needs to be something within you. For me personally, I find music, particular music that lifts my spirit, or chanting. When I hear chanting, it's melodic, it's repetitive, they're powerful words and powerful energy. So for me, that puts me in a state of just zen, and I can sort of be a lot more grounded and start to unplug from all my all these bubble heads that are going on. So this is my first little post in energy, and I just thought, hell yeah, why not? So it might resonate with you, it might not. It's okay, it's all good. I just thought I'd do it. Have a good day wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in. Bless.